Right here we have our soil from our compost pile, which has been like composting for 3 years. We had like a pile and some pallets. We put leaves, grass clippings, sticks, Christmas tree in there. We just don't put any food scraps because we don't want to attract bears, because we live in an area which has a lot of bears. So I'm just gonna take this soil, I'm gonna fill this bucket up, or maybe like a quarter way. And after I'm done getting enough soil, I'm gonna remove the sticks, rocks, and leaves to make it more fine, sifted soil that can be easily tested. We're going to be testing the chemical properties of soil. We're going to be testing pH, potash, phosphorus, and nitrogen. Those chemical properties have to do with how healthy the soil is and how well certain crops will do in that soil. Okay, so we're going to be testing first we're going to be testing the pH of the soil. We have our soil sample here, our distilled water here, and we have one of these little things to compare the soil solution, which is soil and water, and then you mix in the indicator and you compare it to the color here. Okay, we're going to be testing our soil sample from the compost, and we're going to be testing for pH. So we're going to take some soil and just fill it up to that line right over there where it says fill with soil. It's a very little amount of soil. Oh, so you tip too much. Just gonna pour some out. So we're gonna test the soil sample from our compost. I already filled up the soil to the soil fill line, and now I'm gonna take some of our indicator and I'm gonna put it inside of the little container. So I just added the indicator to the soil sample, and now I'm gonna add the water. And I'm gonna add it up to the line. Take my distilled water, I'm gonna add it. Okay. Okay, so we gotta close the cap on, now we gotta shake it so we get all the mixture mixed up. You got it. Okay, shake it until it's all mixed in there. Once we have it all mixed in there, we just kind of wait until it settles. Wait like, okay. We wait until the color develops into one of these. So right now it's just kind of weird color. We'll come back and look at it in a couple of minutes and see if the color changes. Okay, so we wait about a minute and you put it up to the light so you can see the solution better. And we got a pH of 6.5 acidic, which is pretty normal for compost. And that's what most plants grow at. Okay, so we're putting 1 part soil, 5 part water. So we put 2 tablespoons of soil. We're gonna put 10 tablespoons of water. Okay, so this is gonna be the first one.
Hold on.
So we mixed up 1 part soil, 2 part water. So we got 1 tablespoon of soil, 10 tablespoons of water, and now we're just gonna mix. So we mixed our 1 part soil to 5 parts water. So we did 2 tablespoons of soil and 10 tablespoons of distilled water, and we're gonna mix it up pretty good. And then after, we're just gonna wait until it settles, and that could take up to 30 minutes or it could take all day. Once the sediment in the solution has settled, you take the liquid from that solution and use that for the testing. For nitrogen, the soil tested adequate. For potash, it was deficient. For phosphorus, it was depleted. I repeated the tests for another solution, which was a mixture of compost and soil, which we were planting things in. And for pH, I got acidic, which pH is 6. For potash, I got deficient. For nitrogen, I got surplus. And for phosphorus, I got deficient. So what does all this information mean? Nitrogen is responsible for chlorophyll production, which makes the leaves green. To increase nitrogen, you can add green organic matter or nitrogen fertilizer. To increase phosphorus, you can add bone meal or other phosphate fertilizers. Potash gives strength to plants. Plants deficient in potash are usually stunted and have poorly developed root systems. Leaves are spotted, curled, and appear dried out at the edges. If soil is deficient in potash, you can add kelp or seaweed, which are high in potassium, or a potash fertilizer. The correct pH level of your plant ensures that it can utilize all nutrients in the soil. Different plants have different recommended pH levels to be planted in. pH is usually the hardest to change, and it's easier to change what you plant than change the pH of the soil. If you have to change the pH of your soil, you can do so by using a liming material to increase the pH. To decrease the pH, you can add organic matter or sulfur. Decreasing the pH is harder to do than increasing. Importance of soil testing. Certain plants grow specific levels with different soil properties. By knowing the different soil properties, you can either adjust your soil to which you're planting or plant based on your soil levels. Or you may have to do a little bit of both.